Hello and welcome to Cracking the Cryptic. Now, these are very heady times for the channels, as well as recognition from James Charles, which surprised us in internet sensation. We also, I think, passed 100,000 subscribers today, which just seems incredible. I mean, it's such a number. When we started 2.5, 3 years ago, I don't think we thought this day would come, and even 6 months ago it seemed a long way away. Anyway, thank you to those who've subscribed. Do subscribe if you haven't already, but if you have, thank you for getting us to 100,000. There's some sort of plaque or button that YouTube will send us, I believe. I don't know. I mean, let me know if you know what that's about. Right, on with the puzzles though. We've been sent this very interesting puzzle by Thomas Johnson, who has sent us his Killer Oddballs puzzle. Now, the rules here are Little Killer Oddballs. So Little Killer rules apply, which means that where there's an arrow at the side of the grid, that arrow is pointing along a diagonal, and the cells in the diagonal add up to the sum given. They don't have to be different if they go through different boxes, so they could be repeated digits. Now, there's also a diagonal constraint in this puzzle. All the numbers on the diagonals have to be different on each diagonal. And now we've also got these 4 grey O shapes, and the oddball constraint here is that 3 of these balls contain all odd numbers and the other one contains all even numbers, and that's it. So just with that and these 8 little killer clues and the diagonal constraint, apparently we can finish this puzzle. Thomas, I think, rated this as maybe average difficulty. I think our tester figured it was considerably harder. You can certainly have a go on the puzzle first before watching my solve. It's on the link below the video. You can try it in our software, and please feel very welcome to do that. Otherwise, I'm just gonna get cracking now and have a go at solving this puzzle. So, what have we got? Well, we've got a couple of 16 clues in the Little Killer over 2 cells. So in both cases, they have to be 9 and 7. Now that's great, because it tells us straight away that these 2 top O's are odd. So we know that straight away. Now the 12 clue and the 10 clue, they're not so helpful. They could be 3 even numbers or 2 odds and an even. Mind you, well, they tell us the central cell is even. I think it might be worth in this puzzle shading the cells that we can identify as odd or even. So let's start with these 2 O's that we now know are completely odd at the top. What colour shall we make them? Let's go green for odd, and what colour can we definitely see over? I might go blue for even, because even though we then get blue writing of pencil marks on a blue background, they're quite distinct. So green for odd and blue for even. And when they're grey, they're this odd shade of green. Oh well, we'll cope with that. Right, so that's interesting. What about the clues down here then? We've got 8, but that could be 2 and 6, which are both even, or 1 and 7, or 3 and 5, which are both odd. Yeah, this is good. This is 18, right. The 2 on the outside of the 18 have to add to an even number, whether they're both odd or both even, according to the rule. So they must add to an even number. So the number in the center here is even. Actually, I was just concluding the same thing about the 12 and the 10 clue up here. Because the numbers outside are the same parity, they must be even as a sum. So there must still be an even number. So that number is even. Now that's really useful. In this bottom cell, if we know that one cell that's not grey is even, then it can't be the even oddball, as it were, the even ball. So all of these cells must also be odd. Let's do that highlighting again and get it right. They are all odd, so I'm going to colour them green. Now that means this must be the even ball in the bottom left. So I'm colouring those blue. How's that going to show? Yeah, they do show blue even with the grey. So even is blue, green is odd. Now this one in the middle, there's 2 evens, it adds up to 17. That's odd, obviously. In fact, every other cell in this box must be odd because there are only 4 even numbers, 2, 4, 6, 8. So they must occupy the outside. So everything else is odd. I think we're going to get one of those puzzles where we can make deductions across the whole grid because of the parity. Now that 8, that's obviously even as well. So that goes blue. Now what else can we see? I mean, 1 and 3 would work with a 6, 1 and 5 with a 4, 3 and 5 with a 2. That's not very limiting here. Yeah, they're all possible. Okay, well that's not ruling anything out. How about the diagonals? 3 odds on this diagonal already and 2 evens, but that leaves 2 of each still to go. Yeah. This diagonal, this is helpful. Yes. Okay. Down this diagonal, we have to have 4 even cells. Now, there is only a maximum of 2 even cells. Well, we have to have a minimum of 2 even cells in each of these 3x3 boxes. Why is that? Because we've already marked off 4 odd cells that aren't on the diagonal. So there must be, on the diagonals of these boxes, there must be 2 even and 1 odd. And that uses up all 4 even cells. In fact, the other cells that aren't on the diagonal in the boxes, they must be even. The cells down the middle box on that diagonal must all be odd. So 3 odd there. Within the boxes, 1 even is marked, and we're going to have 1 even and 1 odd in the remainder. And that has to be right. Now, does that have a knock-on effect for this diagonal? No, we've still got to fit in 2 odds and 1 even, but they could be in different orientations. Oh, but look at this column and at this row. Sorry, I shouldn't highlight them because that obscures the colours, but we've already got 5 greens highlighted, and that's the number of odd numbers. So everything else is even, and the same for this column. They're all even digits. So we can colour those blue. Look, we're getting tons of the grid coloured now. Now we've got 3 evens and 3 odds coloured in the middle. Not sure if that helps. We've got a long way with just using the parity of these clues and the diagonal constraints and the O's. Still haven't put any numbers in the grid. Ah, yeah, look, this 10 clue is made up of these 4 cells, 3 of which are even. So the last one must be even as well. In fact, the numbers are determined here. They've got to be 2 and 2 and a 2-4 pair. They've got to be, because anything higher than that, those are the minima, and they give 10. Anything higher than that would break that 10 clue. So that's interesting. What else can we do with that? Well, this 2 is seeing these 2 odd cells in this box, so one of those 2 must contain a 2. Oh, look, that's good. In this box, those 3 cells cannot be 2. These 2, even though they're even, can't be 2 because of this 2 we placed. So 2 has to be in one of these 2 cells. And therefore one of them is even to go with the other 3 evens we've already marked. These 2 are odd. Fantastic. And now we've got 5 odd cells in column 1. The last one must be even. That gives us 4 even cells in box 1. Wow, look at how things knock on in weird ways. Now in row 3 and column 3, I think we've got 5 evens in both. So we can mark everything else as odd in those columns that hasn't already been marked. Sorry, as even, because we had 5 odds, is what I hope I said that the right way around. I'm not sure I did. But anyway, now that's given us 4 evens in this box. So this one is odd and can't be the 2 anymore. So we can put the 2 in here suddenly. Do you see how the kind of parity constraints are working together with the, well, with all the constraints of the grid? Now 2 there and 2 there. One of these 2 has to be 2. One of them's odd, one of them's even. So we can put the 2 in there. And look at that, that's brilliant. 2 there, 2 there. We can put 2 up here, and that's another even cell. I like that. Oh, that doesn't help us finish off down here. I thought that was going to crack on down here. Oh, how about 2s on the diagonal? Yeah, look at that. 2s aren't on the diagonal, on the leading diagonal in this box, because they're in one of these 2 cells, nor in this box. So 2 has to be on the diagonal here, but it can't be here because of this 2. It can't be here because of this 2. We can put the 2 in there. That's crazy. Oh, what have I done there? Oh, I've coloured it. Don't do that. Right. Use the proper click. There we go. So 2 in there. Now we know one of those is 2, that's still right. How about these 2? One of these is 2, but what about 2 on this diagonal? Not in this box, not in this box, got to be in this box, got to be here. Fantastic. Look, I love the logic of this. That is so clever. That fixes the 2, 4. That fixes the last 2 there. We've got all the 2s placed. What a weird way of going about it in a way. And look, I mean, we've got so much of the grid filled with its parity. And in this column, column 8, we've got 4 blue cells already. So we have to have 5 greens. That's fixed this box. We can put 2 more blue cells in there. Green cell there. Oh, not quite finished. 1 of each in row 1, 1 of each in row 2. I'm probably missing something here. Sorry if you're shouting at the screen about the parity. Maybe I'm going to have to try something else. Well, we've got this 2 up here and it's in the 10 clue. So the other 2 now have to be 3 and 5. Oh no, they don't. They could. Yeah, they do. They have to be 3 and 5. 7's already gone in the box. So the 1 is the remaining odd number. It must be there. Not sure if that tells us anything. 8 here is now odd, but it could be 1 and 7 or 3 and 5. 18 has either a 6 or 8 in the middle. Don't know if that's helpful. Okay, this hasn't instantly fallen apart. Didn't think it would, to be honest. Right, 4 has to be in one of these 2, clearly, and therefore in one of these 2. I don't know whether to be focusing more on parity or on the numbers now. 16's done, 10's done, 17 is not done at all. But there's quite a lot of possibilities. 8's not done. Oh, 8 and 18 though. Maybe we could add up the whole box. 26, 30, 32. Leaves another 13 for these 2. 1 odd and 1 even, obviously. But that could still be 5 and 8 or 6 and 7. If it was 5 and 8, that would be 1, 7, 9, 6, 3. That's possible. If it was 6 and 7, that would be 5 and 3. Did I say 5 and 3 both times? If it was, these have to add up to 13. If they were 8 and 5, 6 there, that would be 1, 7. No, okay, sorry, it's a little diversion there, that didn't help. It's given 8, I've hardly used that. This has to be 4 or 6. I don't know, 8 has to be in one of these cells in that box and in one of those there, but that doesn't carry us on. Interesting, I don't know quite where the next deduction's meant to come from. No. 10 plus 16 is 26, 27. No, obviously the others are 4, 6 and 8. Okay, let's just keep thinking and see if we can pop something else out. Let's keep trying these combinations here. If that was 1 and 7, that would put 8 and 5 in the white cells. That would make that 6 with 9 and 3. That's clearly possible. If that was 3 and 5 instead, that would put 6 and 7 in the white cells, 8 there, 9 and 1. So 9 has to be one of these. I don't know whether that helps me. I just feel maybe I could do more work on the evens. That could be 3 and 5 with a 4, or 1 and 5 with a 6. It can't be 1 and 3. Oh, it could be 1 and 3 with an 8. I don't know. Oh, no, diagonals, no, they're not telling me anything. Oh, it's frustrating. I'm sure there must be some way simply of making some progress at this point. I just feel I've used all the clues to an extent around the little killer clues. Can I find something else to get going on outside? That's 17. I wish these numbers were bigger or something. 8, 2. That's 4 or 6 because it's on the diagonal. It can't be 8. Okay, that's useful. If it's 4, this is 3 and 5. If it's 6, this is 1 and 5. So 5 is definitely being used there. 5's in row 1 and 3 there as well, so 5 somewhere across the middle there. This can't be 1 because of this 1 that we placed. I don't know what that means. It means 1. Oh no, it could be here, here, or here. 1 and 5, 6, 7, 9, 2. That would leave 4, 8, and 3. I don't know. Just can't get the next step. What is the next step? Is it in the even cells down here? This has to be 6 or 4. Because 2 and 8 are both seeing it. That means 1 of 6 or 4 has to be in there. That's not helpful. Oh, frustrating. Just a step away, I feel. Oh, there we go. Of course. 4 on this long diagonal. It's not down in this box. So it has to be up in this box. So it has to be in the corner. Oh, I mean, I've been staring at that for ages. 6 there. Right, that's better. 8 here. This is a 4-6 pair. This feels like progress somehow. This is a 4-8 pair. One of these two is 6. Don't know which one yet, but that's interesting. This could be, this has to be 6. It's even, and 4, 2, and 8 are all looking at it. Good. 6, 8, this must be 4 in the column. These two are 6, that puts 4 here. And get rid of the 4 from that. These two are a 6-8 pair. 4, 4. Oh, come on. That must have helped everything, surely. 4, 8, 2. This could be 6 or 8. This could be 6 or 4. 2, 4, 6. I don't know much about parity in this bottom box. Oh, look at that. Is that... No, sorry, that was just looking green to me because I was in the highlighted cell. Okay. Yes, this has to be green because there's 4 even numbers in the row. That's been the case for a while. Doesn't probably help all that much, but it's certainly clear. If I could just tell the parity of one more cell, I could finish off the parity things, I think. Except maybe this one, but... 4, 8, 4, 6. These are 6 and 8. We don't know which way round. 2, 6, 8. This could be 8, but so could this. Oh, that's quite interesting. Right, one of these corner cells must be an 8 because we need one more even in this final column. And it's got to be in a corner, and the corners can't be any of 4, 6, and 2. So 8 must be in one of those cells. This must be 6. What a weird way to get to that number. That puts an 8 here. Okay. This is not an easy puzzle, whatever you think, Thomas. Now, have we... I don't know that that's got us further. This could still be 4 or 6 as well. No, it can't. Can it? Yes, that could be 4 or 6 if that was 8. No, it couldn't. This can't be even because it would have to be 6. That would put 4 here, 8 here, 6 here. Oh, an 8 there. No, that could be. 4, 2, 1, 8. 1 is in one of those 3 cells in the center because it's not on that diagonal. But I don't know which one. Why can't I tell which of these is even? It's so frustrating. One of these two has to be 4, but it could still be this square in column 5. No, it couldn't. It can't be here. The 4 can't be here because there's a 4 here. That would need a 4 in one of these cells and they're odd. So 4 is here. Okay. It's not a huge advance, but it is something. That means 4 is in one of these two cells, and this time it could be in either 4, 6, 8, 6. Yeah, it could. God, this is crazy hard. 2, 4, or 6. Ah, okay. Where's the other even cell on this diagonal? It has to have 4 or 6 in it, so it can't be here. Actually, I think that's been available for a long time, ever since I put 4, 6 in there, maybe even before it. So this has to be even. And that must surely finish off all the parity issues. So even there, odd here, and in fact we know that's 8, even there I mean, and odd here. Wow, so these are both odd. This one's even. This one's even, and therefore the 6, and that one's odd, just to completely colour the grid. So this is 6. We can get rid of 6 from the corner there. Can we finish off all the even cells? I think we probably can. That's now 4, 4, 2 on this diagonal. Oh, that's 6, obviously. That's 8. These are 6 and 8, yes, and their columns tell us which way round. So we're finishing off all the even cells in the grid. Thank God we've at least got that much done. And now, this, I mean, obviously this was an astonishing grid with no givens. We've only got one odd number actually placed. So, this has now got 4 in the middle of the 12. So that's a 3-5 pair, just like the one over here. That means 3 and, that's not 4, but 3 and 5 both go in the middle row there, along with 1, because it's got 7 and 9 at the end. Those two are a 7-9 set. Let's just move them into the middle of the cells. This is a 1 because it's all it can be in the, well, in everything. The row, column, box, whatever. Okay, now down here, 18 with 6 in it. Could be 7-5 or it could be 3-9. Whichever of those it is, whichever of those combines here in these cells, 7-5 or 3-9. These ones must be 1-7 because otherwise a 5 or a 3 would be used. So there's 7 and 1. Now we know that this is 3-9 in these two. Don't know which way round. This is a 5 on the diagonal. So the other cells on the diagonal are 3, 9 and 7. This is 1 and 5. Let's take the 1 out of the corner. Now what about this diagonal? 6, 8, 2, 4, 1. Well, we know 1's not on the diagonal in this box, and it's not here because of that 1. So it's in this cell. Now, this 17 clue, 8 and 6 is 14. This has been available for ages. Let's put in that 3. I think I've used all the little killer clues now. They're all done. Just have to deduce which way round the pairs are. But that means, okay, that 7 can't be in this cell because of that 7. So it's on the diagonal. And therefore it's not in the central cell. And Nor's 3, which is clearly on the diagonal. So central cell is 9. Surely that's helpful. Look, 7 is either in row column 4 or 6 in that box and in this box. So in column 5, where can 7 go? Only at the bottom now. So that puts 7 there on that diagonal. That's good. This is 1 or 5 because it can't be 3. That places the 3 in the column as well up here. So we can get rid of 3 from those cells. 5 and 9 to go in those two. And 9's on the diagonal already. Great. Yes, that finishes that diagonal. And now, can we finish this row? No. this box, or this row, 815, we've got a 3 and a 9 to place in the corners. But we've got a 1-5 pair here. No, that doesn't help. God, we're still not done. Right, this is 3 or 5. 2, 6, 8, 1, 3, 4. This is 7 or 5. This is 5, 9 or 7. Basically, oh look, 5 has disambiguated the 5, 3 up here. Okay, that's helpful, and that ought to have knock-on consequences over here. 3 and 5, that fixes this as a 3. 7, we've finished the diagonal. That's now a 9. We can do the 9-3 pairs down here. That gives us the 9-7 pairs. Actually, the 7-1 gave us the 9-7 pairs ages ago. This is 1 and 9. I think I'm finally finishing off. What a struggle. What a puzzle. I love it. I mean, that's so intricately connected with itself. All of the constraints, they play together. You have to do this whole parity chart, I think, on the puzzle. Wow. I mean, I've really enjoyed that. I'm sorry there was a slow bit in the middle. That's the way it goes sometimes. Live solving can be interesting. So there we go. Lovely puzzle on a big day for us. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you for all your support of everything we do on Patreon, in our apps, and on this channel. We're very proud of it, to be honest, and it was a big day. Thanks very much for watching, and hope to see you again soon on Cracking the Cryptic. Bye for now.